name. He really does represent the can-do attitude of that labor force. This morning, when it was moving loaders and parking cars, he did whatever I asked, because that's what they do here. They do whatever is asked, and they do it well. Many of the longshoremen that started this operation 30 years ago still work here today. And with that, Skip Rogers just walked into the room. He represents Federal Marine Terminals, which has been long been the port's partner here from day one. In 1981, when we loaded our first ship, the Ravenwood, I was just a wee fella, but many of the people that were involved here that day still call the Port of Eastport, their bread and butter, so to speak. And Federal Marine Terminals, when we got started, they were the operation that, if you would, took a chance. We came to Eastport and took on a port that at the time they said we'd be lucky to do 50,000 tons in the run of a year. Well, just 3 or 4 days ago, we celebrated our 400,000 ton on an annual basis that left this port in one singular year. And again, that's on the strength of the men and women that work here and the good people at Federal Marine Terminals. So on behalf of those people and the entire city of Eastport, I do want to thank you all for coming here today. And I would be remiss not to mention the people of Eastport, this community. Although this port services, it serves the surrounding region, the Domtar Mill, now Woodland Pulp Mill, excuse me, but really the people of Eastport are the ones that see these trucks rolling through every day. It's the people of Eastport that have really embraced this port as being part of its community. And to take that even further, the reservation at Pleasant Point, also great partners. Every truck that you see here rolls over those roads. It goes through this community. So hats off to the men and women of this community that have embraced what not only this port can do for Eastport, but what it does for the entire region, including all of the state of Maine. So on behalf of all of those people and everyone here today, I want to thank you, and I look forward to our ceremonial first blast today. And more importantly, I want to invite you all back, hopefully September or October, when we cut the ribbon on this thing and put it to work. So I want to again thank you all very much, and it's a pleasure to be here again.
I really appreciate you being here, Commissioner Cole. This is a great day in Eastport, Maine. It's so nice to have you with us. It's nice to have representatives of the congressional delegation with us, the City of Eastport, the Port Authority, FMT, and the people who make this port tick, the workers who Chris mentioned, who have been responsible for the tremendous success of this port. Today is the result of a true partnership between the state of Maine, the federal government, and the Eastport Port Authority. Partnership that ensures that Maine's three-port strategy is alive and well. Today is an example of what government can do when it works right and it sets the right priorities. I was proud to lead the fight that jump-started this project by securing $4.5 million in state bond funds, because improving our transportation infrastructure is a basic function of government, and it is one of the most important things long-term economic future. I want to acknowledge that it was a bipartisan effort. As the Senate Republican leader at the time, I worked to include this funding, and I appreciate the work and the support of Commissioner Cole and Governor Baldacci as well. We all reached across party lines to make it happen. At its heart, what we're really celebrating today are jobs and opportunity and a new way of thinking about using this incredible deep water resource at the Port of Eastport in ways that will benefit not only Eastport and Washington County, but the entire state of Maine. All of us here remember the dark days in May of 2009 when the Domtar Pulp Mill in Baileyville closed. The shocking and devastating impact of that single event threatened the future of this port because of its dependence on Domtar as a customer. Confronted with this grim outlook, we vowed to never again allow the Port of Eastport to be in that position. We knew that we had to pursue other ways to utilize the port, and thus began the journey that brought us here today. Now, we're grateful that the mill has reopened, that it has now changed hands and remains an invaluable customer of the port. In fact, thanks to the outstanding workforce here, in 2010, as Chris just mentioned, the port set a new record when it surpassed the 400,000-ton mark for the first time, far surpassing those initial projections when the port was first established. And with the tireless leadership of Port Director Chris Gardner, we've also seen new business come to the port, including the arrival of wind turbine blades for Maine's growing renewable energy sector, and also including, with the tremendous help of Senator Snowe and Senator Collins, a new niche, exporting cows, another new and forward-looking use of this port, and one that holds the promise of spin-off jobs as well. And coincidentally, as we can all see right out there, the latest shipment of cows from Eastport, the preparation for that, is underway even as we speak. The innovative 900-foot-plus conveyor system that we celebrate today marks the beginning of another exciting chapter for the Port of Eastport. It represents a major step forward in the diversification of this port. Along with moving wood chips, and we already have an indication from Great Northern Timber that they're going to be utilizing this port for that purpose. So it's great to know that we have a built-in customer. Along with moving those wood chips into ships headed overseas, creating jobs here at the port and in the region, and offering new opportunity for Maine's crucial forest products industry, the conveyor will also allow the shipment of wood pellets, stones, and crushed rock. We must continue the push, even beyond today, to improve the infrastructure, recognizing how rail could strengthen the position of this port and open and expand even greater job opportunities across the state of Maine. It's fitting that today's groundbreaking at the Port of Eastport comes in the same week that a new legislature begins its work, and in just 48 hours from now, our new governor is inaugurated. Against that backdrop, everyone agrees that job creation and job retention is job number one, and certainly today fits that theme, as Eastport takes another step forward toward becoming a world-class deep-water port. So thank you, congratulations to Chris Gardner, to Skip Rogers, to the outstanding men and women who have already made this port such a success. I know I speak on behalf of the entire Washington County delegation, and Representative David Burns and Representative Howard McFadden are here with us today, and saying that we are very pleased to have been able to play a role in making this day possible. And because of the great men and women who work here, and the help of this expansion, the future is bright indeed. So thank you very much.